declare themselves as Gypsy or Gypsy heritage. Is that common?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from a Gypsy heritage, as you know, but not the Irish travellers. It's a different group, but we have a connection to Ireland, and we also have that Celtic and Spanish. And my middle name is Melita, which I've got Ronnie May.
Like the coffee filters.
Yeah. Melita, which I don't use, obviously, because I'm Ronnie May, was the female derivative of the guy that led the Spanish invasion into Cornwall and Ireland. But for somebody who's got sort of reddish hair, I shouldn't have such dark skin when I go in the sun.
Yeah.
And that could be linked to it. There's all sorts of possibilities. I'd love to be able to do the DNA thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was extremely interesting how Edgar Cayce was able to talk about Atlantis, the connections with that. There's obviously the recorded evidence from Plato and the other people that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we've got this link with the rhesus negative. So count yourself lucky, people, with the rhesus negative, because you should be giving your blood, especially if you're O rhesus neg, because that blood is much more likely to be able to be mixed. So I could give my blood to somebody who's an O pos, but you couldn't give it to me.
Yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. So maybe we are the hybrid, but we're definitely pure line. And famous people. Famous people. I wrote them down. Where are they? Where's my little list?
Even a lot of leaders throughout history have had the red hair, the Nordic sort of look, and they've even connected that to the rhesus and the Atlanteans. So it's all connect.
Yeah. So Barack Obama, he's a rhesus neg.
Yeah.
Even Donald Trump is a rhesus neg.
Yeah.
He's Prince Charles. William and Harry is supposed to be rhesus neg, and apparently so is Diana.
Yeah.
We've got famous people, musicians: John Lennon, Kurt Cobain, Bob Marley, Jim Morrison.
Wow.
Marilyn Monroe, she was a rhesus neg. And even famous footballers like Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a rhesus neg. So yeah, that is amazing, I think.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah. It's definitely, and just for, here we are 10,000 years later, and, that is still very prominent, and the people that, are born with that blood type, they seem to kind of like almost have a mission in life. They do tend to achieve a superior status in life to other people.
Yes, that's why I'm on the program.
That's exactly why you're here. I'm just hanging on your coattails, going along for the ride. That's it. Now, I was going to mention before the thing with Graham Hancock and the 10,000 year, because that number was very specific. Because when Graham Hancock was doing his research, he actually came across this computer program that would modify what the night sky and the stars and the constellations looked like at any point in time. So to prove his point that the pyramids and the Sphinx were much older than what we believe them to be, what he did was he matched, he went back 10,000 BC, because he wanted to prove that this is actually how old the pyramids were. So when he did that, so on the ground he had the pyramids, and the way that they're lined up in the three in the big one and the two smaller ones, matched up the night sky with Orion, the constellation, and guess what? In 10,000 BC, they were mirror image, as above, so below. So then he went around the world to different locations of pyramids, like in South America, Mexico, the Mexican plateau, in the UK, Stonehenge, places like that. So he started using this program in these different places, and guess what? The number 10,000 came up and matched what was on the ground with the constellation sky every time.
Wow.
So he actually hit on something, that there was an event that occurred at approximately between 9,600 and 10,000 BC, where these people, there was a migration, and all these monuments and these structures, these megaliths, these pyramids were all constructed around that time, in that 400-year period. they were all built around the same time, but in these different regions around the world. And there's even one just off the southeast coast of Yonaguni in Japan that they only found about 15 years ago. Massive. It's the size of the Great Pyramid underwater, and it was a fisherman that discovered it. And it's the layout is exactly the same, where the entrance faces east like all the others. There's definitely something to it. There was definitely an event, because all these things line up, and even on Easter Island, the big the big heads on Easter Island all facing east. There was definitely something that happened back in those days, and it was just like, somebody was trying to say, we're here, and they've just made their presence known, because these things being made out of stone, obviously, they're not going to be destroyed, are they? Unless they sink below the waves.
Yeah.
But they're still there, because remember that big tsunami that hit back in
2004.
Yes.
You're talking about the one at Thailand, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka?
India. There was a pyramid that was revealed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was right.
Yeah.
I'd love to know the answers to it, and I'm hoping that. So I've got a list, when I get to heaven, that I'm going to ask Paul on the gate, for the answers to all of it.
Yep.
Yeah. That would be good. Did you hear that story about the Scousers that went to heaven?
No.
When they got to the gates, Paul said he didn't recognise them, and they weren't on the list, so he said he was just going to go away and ask God just to make sure that they were going to be allowed to get in. And sure enough, when he got back, the gates had been stolen. So,
trust you.
So that brings us nicely to the end now, and there are I was going to say numerous, almost sounded like numinous. Websites that you can look for on the internet that will give you vast amount of information on Atlantis and Edgar Cayce.
We have to actually just do a full show on Edgar Cayce, because he's such a fascinating man.
Yeah, and there's still the Edgar Cayce Association. It's still available.
Virginia, yep.
Yeah, if people were in the area or they just wanted to find out more about it, but it's still there. It's still going.
Yeah. And plenty of books available as well, especially health books.
If you have any questions, we'd really like to hear from you. I post on Instagram. I put my phone number. Yeah. We've also got a Facebook page. Yeah. We've got an email address, thenuminusfactor@hotmail.com. Yeah. So we would really like to hear from you. We're available on Spotify, free download.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? Cloud.
To subscribe. Oh, we're in SoundCloud, and we're going to be coming soon to iHeartRadio as well.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That's a big one.
And so you have a really nice quote from Edgar?
Yes, I thought that was appropriate. Edgar Cayce. Dreams are today's answers to tomorrow's questions.
Wow.
And I think there's a little hint about meditation in there as well.
Yes. So, and hypnosis. So that's something that we're going to be, discussing in another episode. Yeah, and obviously... Somebody you're going to be contacting?
Yes, we've got Jenny Cockle. I'm going to be contacting her this week, and we're going to be lining up her interview. So she's going to be talking about her books. We've mentioned her a few times now, so hopefully we'll get that interview lined up this week, and away we go.
So until
next time.
Yes, it's a bye from me, and it's a bye from her.
Yes, that's it. Until next time, guys.
See you later.
Namaste.
Yeah. Happy hunting for the Atlantis.
That's it. Out there somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe under your foot.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna have to look. Bye, guys.